And so I'm just going to cover the arm throws. So there's three different, I think, principally there's three different arm throws. And they all use the same foundation, the same basic skills. So we teach a back step, we can do that. So the first one is a lifting motion, where I lift, where I can push, I pull, I get this arm away from his body. Okay? I'm just going to talk about the footwork and what I'm doing first. I'm lifting. I'm taking them up. Instead of up this way, up with my legs. So I'm lifting. The second one would be a torquing, where I spin all the way underneath and I torque it. But both of these techniques, watch his weight. It's going to go up to his toes. He's not balanced. I'm unbalancing him. So when I torque, watch where his weight's going. When I lift, watch where his weight's going. And if I take his center of gravity out, see where his weight's going. So principally it's the same throw. And not every athlete's going to do an arm spin, an arm throw, or what do you call this, a flying banana or something? Techniques where I drop underneath them. So we got the same principles, but which one works? So I teach them all separately. And then when I say go do this, which one feels right for you? So the spin is here. My first grip is right here. I own that arm already. And he's not freaking out. Because if I do this, he's getting that short. So I'm in here, but I can't get my hips through so I can create enough space. As I'm doing that, watch my footwork. I'm backstepping in here. I clear this. Now, the first grip, now I control this, second grip. The third one is here. See how I'm controlling that? So I'm already at 3, 4, 5. And then I just finish this throw. So I really need to control that arm. Make it part of me. Okay? And again, if I reach for it, I go, here, I'm my arm for it. He's going to shorten that up. But he sticks it under again, I'm going, no, and he, right there, I hit it. As he takes it away from his body. Or as I sneakily control it and get it away from his body. Now I'll control it as I'm backside. That's my arm spin. Here, spin, lock all these down, and take on. I can't be out here. He's just going to go around me. So you don't want your athletes stepping out here. You want to run up underneath them. Take it out of the center of gravity here. Well, this is tight. Where he tries to walk out, I stay with that. Okay? Arm spin. Shoulder throw or arm throw. It's here, same. Here, I'm lifting, I'm loading. I'm lifting, I'm loading. I'm getting myself underneath him so I can lift. As I'm lifting with my legs, I'm pulling him over the top of me. Okay, and I'm controlling him. So as we're doing this here, he puts that in, I'm controlling it. I'm looking for that fall. Okay? The third one that I would say is if I create enough pressure with my legs and I feel him pushing back, is I'll just disappear underneath him. I'll take that center of gravity. And so it's real important that I don't just back step and stop. I get underneath that center of gravity. Here. Because if I don't take out his center, he holds me up. I go here. He's probably going to catch me and throw me for 5. So I have to get underneath him. So we got to look at our controls. The controls are again 1. As I've already started my back step, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those happen at the same time. All those are controlling. Everything's tight, just like when Muhammad went to that body. He controlled that body before he executed his throw. I can do the same arm swing. Out here, it's all loose. My elbow's up. You know, I don't have this hinge. Any little space allows him to counter my attack. And so we don't just hit an arm throw from let me go in there and let me make sure it grabs an underhook, because I don't want him to have an underhook. But maybe I hit an arm drag and he finishes me. Right? Now you go and reach him to his body. he's countering me, that's when my attacks are happening. It's not happening when I go, okay, here, I'm gonna grab this arm, because I already showed you what he's gonna do, and I can tell you, I know this. I can feel his body, he's already tensing up. If I'm relaxing, I push, he's gonna push back, and I'm gonna allow that to come away from his body. Okay? So we're gonna use these off of attacks. So my best advice, and this is the way I learned it, was I learned all three of these techniques. How to do an arm spin, how to do a shoulder throw, how to do the flying mare. And then I teach those. But then when I say go throw it, use any one of those that works for you, or what works for that situation. Maybe I can't get my hips all the way through. Tracy and I were having a philosophical discussion about it. He likes the arm spin, but he uses this to change it to a spin. I use this to clear my hips. Well, I'm still clearing my hips, aren't I? I'm just making it more of a spin. Want to show this, Tracy? See, makes a nice tight spin, but so he's taking little pieces of each of them and said, oh, this is how I'm gonna use it. And that's what an artist does, is he creates his own techniques. But he takes the principles, he develops his own techniques, and then we figure out where we can hit these from. Because we don't want our athletes just going, okay, give an underhook, 1, 2, 3. You know, it's not like that. It's like, no, you don't get an underhook, you go, okay. That's when I hit it. Or I hit it off my drag, and he counters my drag, my reach around. We put our athletes in those positions to where Tracy hits the technique and I counter with an underhook. And I didn't dig it long, I kept it pretty short actually. And what he did was, when he felt that short, he pinched it off. Look, he pinched this, and then created that space. Does this make sense to you guys? Yeah. Okay, and like I said, I posted this on the Coach Matt Lindland YouTube. You can watch it again. I think Mike will probably get it out from this to what we talked about here. So, and then the body lock one I really like, and I like the one that we shared with a lot of drills, just how to develop that solid base underneath your athletes. Because you have to teach an athlete how to control his own body before he can start manipulating another man's body. Put him where he wants. You have to be so solid in your own position that you can move your opponent. You can move another man. Because if you're not in position, if you're out of position, it's hard to control somebody else. Okay? Was any of this helpful today? Any questions on the arm throws, arm spins, arm details?
Do you use it more as it seems as though you're not looking for it, you're waiting for it?
Well, I'm not forcing the arm throw. That's what you're saying. I'm not reaching in there, grabbing this, and deciding I'm gonna arm throw. When I take the 2-on-1, I'm going, do I have a drag? Do I have a body? Oh, it opened up. So it's a second, third attack. You know, you guys that, you know, when you teach a single leg and the guy counters it, you don't just stop, do you? You go duck, he counters that, snap, back to the shot, right? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about chain wrestling. You know, I'm in here, I go snap, now I don't grab, I go reach around. Anytime that's there, we gotta be able to hit that, and we gotta be brave enough to attempt it. And so we gotta put our guys in those situations enough times to where they have the confidence and the skills to hit those techniques. Okay, did that answer that question? Okay, anybody else? No? Okay, where you do? Okay.
I have a few itty bitties, like 5, 6, 7-year-olds wrestling Greco, and had a really rough time teaching them the back step. We spent weeks on it.
Okay.
And they just weren't getting it. Do you have any suggestions for drills?
Yes. You know, I mean, just take them through those. I mean, and find a game, you know, that you know, can help them. Maybe for the one where I said I can't drop here, I gotta get under center of gravity.
Yeah.
So I don't here. I take that back step and I see how far I make it a gain. How far can I get past this line? You know, back step, up, put a piece of tape, see if you can get farther. You know, getting the shot thing underneath there, and then teaching him how to stay on his feet. So I take his center of gravity out, but I'm still on my feet. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to develop that. Be patient with them. Get them a dummy, you know, that's their size appropriate. These super ones, the light speed dummies are great tools for any throws.
Coach, is there some developmental stages? Is there some physical developmental stages? I mean, like 6, 7. Maybe they're just not going to get it until they're a little bit older. Is there some of that potentially?
I mean, if you're trying to teach them a back step with a headlock, an arm throw, a hip toss, or if you just teach them the skill first, let them get the basic skill down, and then they go, oh look, I got another hook. I can put my hip toss, back step. You know, I go hip toss, he squares up, I like back step the other way, and headlock. So then we can start showing them why we use it. We're just teaching them the movements.
Yeah, I think that might have been
They have no idea why they need that skill yet.
Right. We didn't do the skill first. I was showing arm spins, arm throws.
You were showing arm spins first.
Yeah.
Develop the basic skill, and then it applies to arm spins, headlocks, arm throws, any backstepping, executing throw. Right? So to focus on the skills, stance, motion, elevation, level change, but don't forget the back step and the back arch. Teach those. How many times you guys do this in practice? Motion, level change, back step. How many times are you doing that? Are you adding that? Motion, level change, back step. Right? Because my level change might set up my slide body, but I still have to have a back step. Right? So I'm moving, I'm pushing, I'm pulling, level change. I didn't score that. Well, there it is. And I don't think about it. But anytime his hips go back, I'm getting in. I'm taking away that space. It's the same principle. When I get to this body lock, I take away that space. Well, here, he gives me enough room to take away that space with my hips. And I control the space, and I control him. You had a question?
Yeah, one follow-up on that. Do you think that Brock would be the first one to teach the little kids, maybe?
I don't know. Not necessarily. I mean,
And then the other
I
question.
might teach this. You know, I talk about how I like trying to screw myself into the ground. So look, when I backstep, I'm twisting myself in the ground, but I'm loading, I'm ready. I've got power, but if I do this, I mean, I don't have much power, do I? My legs aren't underneath me. But here, I'm strong, I'm flexed, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to explode.
Okay, and the other question was, what were the 5 things? You know, 5 real quick, I need to catch them.
Oh, I was just talking about the grips. The grips. On any arm throw, shoulder throw, arm spin, you have one. And the timing for that second one, like I said, is not now. It's now. Okay, so the second one is with my hand. Elbow, hand. 3 is here. I'm controlling that. Just remember that. Okay? 4. And what would 5 be?
So what are you grabbing across? You're just grabbing your own arm? Or what are
I'm grabbing his. Right here, and then I'm bringing that elbow down. Everything's tight. No space. You know, and maybe I don't get this elbow down. Maybe I end up throwing it before this goes down, but I'm still trying to get it down. But maybe he goes over the top of me. You know, maybe I started here, but at the end I left a little space, but I have the other 4, I'm pretty tight. I don't have this. But you teach them all, so they understand how to control. Okay, did that answer that too? Anybody else?
Show a couple arm drags.
What?
Arm drags.
Arm drag. How I set an arm drag up? Yeah, I mean, lots of ways to set up arm drags. Where I was just talking to Kamal, and who was he doing with this one? Mason. They were both doing the same. They arm drag. What are you gonna do, Jason? Arm drag here. I go here. And they were doing this in practice, and I was like, all you need to do is get that elbow high. How do I do that? How do I teach? How do I teach this? This, he's gonna redrag me. This, he's not. Okay, I mean, it's subtle. Watch the difference. Not gonna redrag me. He's gonna redrag me. Don't go for too much. So how do I teach that? I say knuckles above nipples. Because if I'm doing this, that elbow's gonna stay high. Okay? But if I don't have a reason, I'm just gonna drag. I'm gonna do the motion. I drag, but if I go here, my knuckles above my nipples, I know that I'm gonna keep that elbow high. You know, I mean, little things that when you're teaching, when I say get a body lock, I say listen to his heartbeat. Not because I need to hear his heartbeat, but because I need to be close. I don't want to be here. So instead of saying, well, get your head closed, take away space, I just say listen to your heartbeat. Right? And so those little things, knuckles above nipples. I mean, arm drags, and then 2-on-1, I'm moving in. There's a beautiful arm drag. You know, he reaches for my head. I snap, I drag. I underhook. He squares up, take the underhook away. There's all kinds of ways to drag this guy. One of the things that I try to get people to understand is I'm not using my arms so much as I'm using my whole body. So Muhammad said he's using his whole body. So it's not an arm drag where I'm dragging his arm. Before I even touch that arm, I'm creating pressure so he's pushing that shoulder into me. Then I release it, and I'm turning him. I'm releasing, and I'm taking away that space. That's an arm drag. I haven't touched his arm yet. I'm all the way behind him. Look. Now I have but it's different than this. Because he's going to face me. I have to be able to take that space away. Now this arm doesn't get back through there. But if I leave just that much, that arm drag didn't work. So we have to get close. How many of you guys ever do this? If they're wrestling, and they go, anybody ever seen that? Give me a second. You can't do that. You do that by going right here. Where I know he can't score me, but I didn't step away. I'm passive. I'm not wrestling. I'm not engaged. But I'm using my shoulder. I'm already creating those angles before I execute the technique. I'm thinking about how I use my whole body, how I create pressure, how I release pressure. That's what this sport's about. You know, when you're wrestling freestyle, you know, it's like you're blacksmithing, you're putting horseshoeing or something. You're just hammering away. When you're wrestling Greco, it's watching. You know, it's microsurgery. You gotta use the whole body, everything, every piece, your head, your shoulders, your arms. So when we teach arm drag, it's not just about moving his arm, it's about creating that angle, why we're doing it. I don't want to attack this guy here. This is where all his defense is. You know, anything, I want to get this. Now his defense is here, and I'm attacking at this end. So we have to create those pressures. Angle, then I attack. And so that's footwork. It's push, step, quarter turns. Footwork, stance motion, right? And we learn that motion early. So we have to teach the athletes the principles. And let them come up with the techniques that fit their style, fit their wrestling.